Today we'll be reading the rest of the story called Weathering and Erosion that we started yesterday. Scorching sun. The sun can change Earth's surface as well. The sun heats up rocks. The heat makes the rocks expand. Then as the air cools, the rocks contract. They shrink. So contract means they shrink. When this happens over and over again, the rocks get very weak. After a while, they begin to crack. They eventually break apart into tiny pieces. Then the erosion process begins and carries away the pieces of rock. The sun's heat causes large cracks in some rocks. So you can see right there's some cracks from the heat of the sun. Many years ago, water carried pieces of rock away to help form this canyon. Plants and animals. Plants and animals also cause weathering. Sometimes the soil builds up in the cracks of a rock. A seed may find its way into that soil. Then a plant will grow in the middle of the rock. As it grows, the plant's roots crack and break apart the rock. So here you see this plant will slowly break apart the rock as it grows. In this crack right here, some soil had gotten in with a seed, which started this plant to grow. And underneath in the crack, the plant's roots are breaking it all apart. Animals could break apart rocks too. Some live underground. They break apart rocks as they move through the dirt. Others break rocks above ground. They crush them by running or walking on them. So an animal like an elephant, even a lion, a jaguar, they could crush the rock when they run or walk on them because of their speed and weight. A groundhog, when it burrows or digs underground, they can move over 700 pounds of dirt when digging a den. Harsh chemicals. Chemicals also wear away Earth's surface. There are gases such as oxygen in the air and soil. New chemicals can form when these gases mix with water. Acid is one of those chemicals. It can dissolve rocks. That means it turns the rocks to liquid. Limestone is a type of rock that acid can dissolve quickly. It can make huge cracks in the rock too, and it can even make caves and sinkholes. So acid dissolves limestone. And cool caves. There are more than 110 caves in Carlsbad Caverns. These caves are in New Mexico and you could walk through them. People play a part. People do not cause weathering, but they do speed it up. One way they do this is by polluting the air. Cars release unsafe gases, and so do factories. These gases make acid rain. Acid rain eats away at Earth's surface. People speed up erosion too. One way they do this is by cutting down forests. The roots of trees help hold soil in place. When trees are cut down, the soil washes away and blows away faster. So when we cut down a forest, it causes soil to move around too much, and it could cause a landslide. When plants or trees are removed, rocks and soil can suddenly slide down a hill, and this is called a landslide, which we learned about in science 2 weeks ago. People can also stop erosion. This is known as erosion control. One way to do this is to build structures that hold soil and rocks in place. Gabions are made of wire. They are filled with rocks. They can be used to hold dirt in place. Another way to prevent erosion is to plant trees and plants along shorelines. The roots of these plants help keep soil in place, and they help protect the shoreline from big waves and storms. So you can see these fields have been planted in a way that keep the soil in place and make a fancy pattern. The roots of this plant will help hold the soil in place, and these gabions help hold the dirt in place. Seeing is believing. It may be wind or water, it may be ice or sun, it may even be chemicals or plants. Whatever it may be, these forces create amazing sights. Weathering and erosion have made some of the most scenic places in the world. There are creepy caves, there are wonderful waterfalls. You can see crazy cliffs or walk through astounding arches. But hurry, these places won't last forever. Over time, the water has eroded the cliff to make this arch right here. And this waterfall erodes the land around it. Okay, you're going to go answer some questions on what we just read today. So make sure you look back and good luck.